Right, okay, so Devstream 137 just ended. This is all of that meaty stuff from the Devstream as quick as I can possibly get through it. Full Devstream link is in this video's description. Now, our next new Warframe is called Protea, the Vauban replacement of Vauban Retirement Fund, or she's our next new tech-based female Warframe, releasing later this year. This is her. Visually, her helmet is very wispy with night vision goggles. She comes with a utility belt, apparently for a turret ability, basically Batgirl, and we've seen her ultimate in action during the Devstream, which is a rewind ability like Tracer from Overwatch, which leaves images of her path which she then rewinds through. Now we know she's going to come with her own signature weapon, but we also know that she's going to have her own Sayandana as well. Now her name Protea is plant-based or flower-based, a highly sought after flower, which is interesting for a tech-based Warframe. Expect Protea sometime in the future, no idea when. We got a look at the firing animation of the radiation rifle that's coming soon as well, TM. We seen it a few dev streams ago, but now we got a proper look at it, and it will have two different fire modes, fully auto, along with a secondary fire mode of charging the shot up and firing an explosive round, which sounds fucking awesome. Have a listen.
And then if you say, oh no! Yep.
Yes. Okay.
And they're just sleeping, so it's
They're just
okay.
sleeping, yeah.
Yeah.
They're just
Everything's
sleeping.
fine, kids.
Yep. So it's a pretty big AoE.
Now it will be interesting to see how big the damage numbers of this weapon are when we fully mod it. 3 new Kuva weapons are on the way as well. The Kuva Nucor, the Kuva Hind, fucking Battle Baguette, and the Kuva Brahma. Now the Brahma is an explosive bow, a Kuva variant of the Lenz, kind of. It was very explosive, the footage. No other words to describe it, with plenty of self-damage thrown in for good measure. So expect them possibly this week with the Kuva Lich changes as well. Primary Kitguns are on the way. You will use the same chambers and the same loaders that you get in Fortuna, but a new set of primary grips will be added to allow you to make new primary kitguns using the Catchmoon, the Gaze, the Rattleguts, and of course the Tombfinger kitgun parts. So you might already have the ability to buy some of the main parts and then just purchase one of those primary kitgun grips. Now Railjack is about to escalate. We've seen images of sentient ships boarding our Railjack and then Nova fighting those sentients off that boarded her ship. Expect this to arrive with lore and possibly some of the mechanics that didn't ship with Empyrean. Maybe Squad Link, who knows? We don't. Now speaking of Nova, we got a look at that next Nova Deluxe skin which was shown off, and it looked cool. The hands especially and the joints seem to be held together by energy, which is going to be really interesting to kind of colour and fashion frame yourself. Nova is in my top 3 most used frame, so I'm really excited about this deluxe skin. But there are other deluxe skins that were shown off as well, so I'll get to them in a minute. There are 4 new Warframe Augments on the way, 2 for Baruch, 1 for Hildren and 1 for Garuda. Endless Lullaby is Baruch's lull augment, which works on finishers to refresh your lull ability. His Reactive Storm augment sounds awesome as well. Desert Wind will grant 35% bonus status chance and will change your damage type to match the current enemy weakness. Damage type, sound like fucking Sean Connery there. So whichever enemy you're beating to a pulp, the damage type will change to match their weakness. Now Hildren's new augment is for her Balefire ability. Fully charging a Balefire shot will destroy a nullifier bubble and restore 750 shield to your Hildren. So she's definitely fitting into that perfect corpus killing Warframe. Now Garuda's new augment for Bloodforge will reload your weapon to 100%, so sacrificing her health for energy will also reload your weapon, I think. Might be useful for slow reloaded or explosive weapons. Now enemy scaling is still being experimented on, with buffs and of course changes for each enemy type and their armor values, shield values, and how deadly they are, how much damage they deal. But it's experimental at the minute, like Scott said, so wait and see. But they have tried reworking this scaling within Warframe a few times over the past few years, and it didn't stick. They ended up, I think, abandoning it, but this time around they seem to be really committed to working on scaling and probably power creep as a result of it, so fingers crossed. Now we got a look at the next part of the Corpus ship rework, which looks good, and you're going to be able to find out more of the Corpus lore and their origins, but Steve also mentioned something about a new game mode and being able to choose greed as an option or something, but they didn't want to spoil what the game mode was, so we got no more information shared. Titania is getting some new tweaks to her abilities just in time for Prime, right? Just in time for Titania Prime. Holding down her number 1 ability will now automatically self-cast it, so you don't need to look at your own feet. Her tribute buffs can now be rotated through to choose which one you want to cast, just like Ivara's arrows or Vauban's grenades and so on. Titania's lantern target will not float away anymore or get slapped into orbit by you with your melee weapons, which means the lantern is a stationary target that will draw enemies' attention away from you, and then you can go ahead and detonate it. Basically, it's like one of those bugs that goes into a bug zapper. You know, oh, it's so pretty, and then zzz, dead. In relation to Pets 2.0, Sheldon gave us a little bit more information. Stasis is being removed from the game, from having to put your pets to sleep. You'll be able to give pets commands like follow, guard and so on. Set mods for Moas are being talked about or are being designed to make them more unique. There's loads of Kubro buffs, Horas's Howl being changed to not make enemies run away. The Helmint's maggots will deal more damage. They talked about Kubro heritage or genetic traits to make certain generations immune, or specific types of pets immune to certain damage types and so on. These traits apparently won't be RNG based, so you will know exactly how to get the trait that you want. You can expect these pet changes sometime around March, if you enjoy your doggos and cattos running around dealing damage. Now, Nightwave Season 3, the Glassmaker is Corpus themed. Nothing to do with Gara, forget about the glass involved in that. And Steve hinted at it being some kind of Mordor mystery of some kind, so again, stay tuned. Now, the Kuva Lich changes that I spoke about in a previous video are inbound next week. The Valence fusion changes to bump up your weapons damage by combining the same version of weapons to bump up your damage to 60% of a maximum bonus elemental damage. Basically combine 2 Kuva bracks to eventually get to that 60% threshold. Now, the Larvalings will have the weapon image above them as you down them before you finish them, that will allow you to pick that weapon or not, whether you finish them off to choose the weapon or just ignore them and finish the mission and get 100 Kuva instead. Converted Liches will also deal way more damage and stay longer. Liches that you fight won't actually kill you, they'll just run away, and I have a video covering all of the main changes in the description of this one if you want to check it out, so as this Devstream video doesn't get dragged out that little bit more. But that's pretty much all of the Kuva Lich changes. One thing that they didn't cover is the new UI changes coming to the Parazon setup to allow you to see the current Momo progression or the combos needed to eventually kill that Lich. Oh, and they did also mention that they are currently working on the next Lich faction as well. Now, Gara Deluxe, this is her deluxe skin, or the artist's impression, and it looks amazing with her glass ponytail and big glass sword as well. We don't know what she looks like in game yet, so we have to wait and see about that. And the next mainline update, you will be able to put weapon skins on your Kitguns as well. If you don't like the look of Kitguns and you want to make them look like some of those Tenogen skins or something like that, then you're going to be able to do that. And we will have a new simulacrum room to test our weapons out on, so no more falling through the floor. And they are apparently working on more simulacrum rooms as well. So look, that's basically the meat and veg of the Devstream. That's pretty much everything major that was spoken about. Let me know what you like the look of or don't like the look of in the comment section below this video. Do me a huge favour and hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, or don't if you didn't. Subscribe for more Warframe, and as always, thanks very much for watching.